Um, excuse me, I'll say that again so it makes it easier to edit. I have just completed 5 podcasts, a series of podcasts for the UK North Blind Sailing Association. And those podcasts feature visually impaired people who enjoy sailing. Now, the experience they get tends to be a day along the River Mersey, sometimes racing, but sometimes just a bit of a leisure cruise, if you like. But UK North Blind Sailing Association would be a good starting point, and would certainly know the right people to offer the bigger, if you like, the more expansive experiences of maybe sailing to Spain or into Europe, or just going for longer sailing experiences. So yeah, I mean, I mentioned in my podcast a guy called David Owen. Now, if you get his number off my podcast, David would be happy to help, and he would certainly know where to point you and who could provide you with more information.
The experience. I would, yeah, sure. Yeah, I know. I would agree. Yeah, off the recording, off the air. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that. I would, I do. I would like to speak with him, over WhatsApp if he's open, if that could be arranged at some point, because these things would take some coordination as far as me getting there eventually and being able to participate. It's a little frustrating, but it's a goal, and it's a long term. Unfortunately, it has to be apparently a long-term goal because of the situation.
Oh, absolutely. God,
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I certainly hope to do more of that. I mean, I guess the other question that I have as we start to close it out today, so start to run out of time. You said a lot of interesting things, and you said that you wish that more people, heard your story. I don't know. I've never asked this before. Is there any one particular person who you would like me to send this episode to? Someone who would be genuinely interested in hearing from you, who would like this episode? I'd be happy to send it to them.
I can't think of anybody in particular. I just think these things find the right people, hopefully, in the end. People who are interested in finding out more will make the effort to look, and we'll open the link and have a listen, hopefully. I guess being a bit more flippant, it would be nice if a few teachers at school heard this and thought, oh, well, he wasn't such a waster after all. Maybe he was. He has actually managed to do something with his life. Teachers were often very good at saying fairly negative things on the old school reports. They would say, "Oh, this boy spends far too much time in the pub, or too much time watching football, or whatever it might be." So there might be one or two old teachers kicking around who, if they're still with us, might be shocked and surprised to hear this. I don't know. I'm being very flippant, but it would be good, I will obviously want to share it myself. I think there's a story in here somewhere for people, and maybe something to take on board and people to react to. But yeah, I mean, just on traveling, because that's one of my big passions.
Me too.
I know you. Yeah. Well, I've been to around 35 countries, I think, including much of South America, including Argentina and Chile, Venezuela, Uruguay, Colombia. And I love that part of the world. I really do. And I find, interestingly, in South America, the attitude towards visual impairment is maybe what you might describe as a little bit rough and ready, but very inclusive. They don't seem to have all the hang-ups that we have in the West about visual impairment. They just seem to kind of get stuck in and help. They may not provide the help in exactly the way you'd want them to, but their intentions are good and their instincts are good. And I think, again, maybe as visually impaired people, we're not always good at analysing what the intention was. We just complain, oh, this is terrible, this person shouldn't have done that. And maybe what we should be saying is their intentions were actually good. They meant it. They were trying to help. Maybe they got it wrong this time, and there's an education there for them. But I love South America, and I love the attitude that the people down there have towards me as a visually impaired person.
Well, good. Yeah. Closest I've been to that would be St. Lucia in the Eastern Caribbean. I did some volunteering. Okay. Did some volunteering there, but I've been to England, France 3 times. My second language is French, so yeah. I've been to Poland, Amsterdam, Austria, Germany, Czech Republic, Swaziland, Eswatini, with Travel-Eyes. Actually, I went on the Travel-Eyes. Yeah, loved that trip. Yeah, it was so good, so good, so good. Well, you did a magnificent job. You did a magnificent job today. By the way, one more thing. You may want to look into Spreaker because they can easily put you on Apple. It's like couldn't be easier.
Okay.
Yeah, for your podcast, I speak very highly of it. They can get you on Apple everywhere, YouTube. They can post for you, all of that stuff. So today we've been talking to Tom Walker from England. You did a magnificent job today. Do you have any final words to say?
No, other than to say it's who doesn't enjoy talking about themselves, I suppose. But it's great. This is the second one I've done actually in as many weeks, so I'm getting rather used to doing this now. But I've thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Well, you're always welcome. If anyone else doesn't allow you on their podcast, know that you have a special place right here on Aaron's Opinion. All right.
Well, that's very kind of you, and I just hope that people have found at least something useful in what I've had to say.
I certainly have. What about you? By the way, you at home, the listeners, everybody's afraid to email me, aaronsopinion6@gmail.com. I would love to know what you think of this episode or anything else. Comment below on YouTube. Comment. Let me know what's going on out there. All right, guys. Well, that's about all I have today. I will certainly send you this information in a few hours after I'm done. And as I like to say, thanks so much, Tom. Have a good day today and a great day tomorrow.
It's been great to reach out to you.